Hey y'all, just want to hop on here real quick. I want to talk to you today about something greater. Something greater. Something greater above all else. Something above life, something above death, something above the universe, the heavens. Something greater, something pushing you and propelling you and working with you. I'm not an atheist. I'm not someone who doesn't believe. I call it God. You know, sovereign Lord, supreme master, something greater, something above all else, something that's propelling you. You can't really explain or understand how certain situations or circumstances in your life turned out the way they did, but it shifted in your favor, and you were actually able to partake in certain things that you might otherwise have been blocked from. You look up at the stars in the sky. Look at the earth, for instance. Look at the earth. Think of the earth. The earth is in a perfect position to sustain human life. If the earth and Venus would switch places, the earth would become too hot and we'd all burn up. Think about 380 degrees. We would just die. If the earth and Mars would switch positions, we'd freeze to death. We'd freeze. So we're like right in the perfect, being the third rock from the sun, we're right in the perfect position. Not too cold and not too hot. It's just right. You know, it's just right. Why is that? Why were we put in that position? Certain things are just strange, and you have to ask questions. Science can't explain everything. Science can't explain everything. There are most things that go beyond science and rely on faith in God. Oh, Brother Benjamin, you believe in God? I do. But God is invisible. God's not invisible. God is just as alive as you and I. As a matter of fact, you and I being alive is the evidence that God is real. You hear the birds sing to this great sovereignty every morning. The birds sing. The trees stretch to the heavens and blow and wave. Creatures in the oceans. Creatures in the deserts. There's this thing that is above and is so much greater than you and I. I believe in it intently with all my heart. And that's how you come up with these explanations. Like, I know for me, like, I'm talking about this whole thing about this principle, perseverance. And, you know, I've been studying this principle whole year long and, you know, learning about going through whatever it takes to obtain a certain goal. That's a really amazing principle. And it's a powerful principle. Definitely one of the more tougher ones to master inside of the 10. But I'm trying. What I'm trying to convey to you, my friend, is that you have to understand that there are some things in your life that we can't have a rational, reasonable, logical explanation for why certain things have partaken, why it happened. It just is. And that's the whole point, in that we have to understand that this great thing just is. It just is. So, essentially, what you and I have to understand is not for us to grasp the concept of this great sovereignty. It is not up to this great sovereignty to have to, respond to us or do our bidding at a snap of a finger. No. It is up to us to understand this great sovereignty and to follow the sovereignty in submission and obedience. You know? Who are we to question God? The book of Job was talking about that. Who are we to question the ways of God? You know? Who are we to question this great sovereignty? We have to just go along with it and just understand and trust. If we follow obediently and intently, then we can achieve what we're striving for, what our hearts are striving for. Okay. So, to get to where you need to be, you have to accept that. I think about Abraham and Sarah. I think about Genesis chapter 15 and all those promises that God was telling Abraham. He told Abraham, he filled Abraham's mind with so many fine, beautiful things. Look at the stars in the heavens, and your descendants, your generation is going to be as you can't even number all the stars. Look at the grains of sand, and he's filling his head with all this stuff. And the scripture says that Abraham believed God. He believed everything God told him. And then later we get are laughing at this idea that God is going to bless them with their heart's true desire. You know, Father Abraham of the three Abrahamic faiths. Abraham fell down on his face and laughed. He laughed to himself. Sarah hid and she laughed. Sarah laughed. Sarah, mother of Isaac, she laughed. You know? So it's like they're human people just like you and I are. Abraham fell on his face and laughed, y'all. Abraham didn't think it was going to happen for him. But it did. It did. Isaac met Rebekah when he was 40 years old. Isaac met Rebekah when he was 40 years old. Let that sink in. He met his wife Rebekah when he was 40. When he was 40, he finally met Rebekah. It finally happened for him. Don't be discouraged. Don't be disheartened. Keep plowing away and pushing away at this thing. Keep believing in yourself, man, and working towards your goals. And have faith in the great sovereignty. And know that the great sovereignty is above all else. Has your best interest in heart. And it's going to work out for your favor. It is. But you have to be faithful. Remain faithful. God bless you. Puss. Yeah.